this is a really cool one, guys, and I say it because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I saw it, I was like, I'm sure I can find a use for this because, you know, to get nice sweeping shots or even sort of some sort of camera tracking, so for as little cost as possible. So if you want a camera to be maybe on a shelf or on your table or something like that, and as you walk in, it follows you, then something like this would probably be good to start with. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot more expensive options, but even for sort of B-rolls and stuff like that. So if you're a content creator for, I don't know, playing cards or vapes, something quite small where you could use this, and basically it's a little remote control dolly. So it's got angles on it, so you can set it to whatever sort of angle you want it to go at. So if you want it to go around, or if you want it to go in a straight line, basically whatever direction you want it to go in, it will go in. But you could put something on a table in the middle and then have this angled so it goes around it with your camera on top facing it, so you can get some really nice B-rolls for your videos. And I'm going to show you an example of what I've done. I even put some effects on afterwards, and I sort of over-exaggerated what it would look like if you was doing it by hand with your camera shaking all over the place versus what it'll look like if you use this. Now, let me just tell you what it's called in case you want to find it on Amazon, but there is an affiliate link to this, and we're also going to talk about the head that I use with it in particular. This head's brilliant for any sort of camera tracks that you've got, or motorized dollies, or even on tripods. It's a really, really good head. Who don't like good head? So, this is called the Neewer motorized camera video dolly with scale indication electric track skater with straight line curve pitch shooting wireless remote control free speed adjustable for Canon, Nikon, Sony DSLRs and phones. Yeah, a bit of a long title if you ask me on Amazon, but it's the Neewer dolly, Neewer motorized dolly. So you get a remote control, small little remote control with it, which basically all the remote control's got on it is a play button, a reverse and the speed adjuster. So obviously when you press the play button on there, it will start moving. When you press it again, it will stop. You can up the speed. There's 3 speed settings, and then it's got a reverse. So if you're watching it, you're watching the camera as it's going around and you want to reverse, you can switch its direction. Now I've used this, I'll show you on my main channel. I actually use this as part of an intro video where I basically walk in the room and I use this with the camera mounted facing down at the entrance that I walk into, and it follows me as I walk along talking. Ideal use. Now I'll just quickly show you what you can do with this if you was to be, let's say you're a card magician, or you review playing cards, or anything like that. You know, maybe you review new card decks as they come out, so something that sort of size. And I'll show you how you can make a really professional looking B-roll. So there's nothing worse than a shaky camera. You're doing a nice B-roll of a brand new set of Theory 11 Avengers playing cards, and while you're going around, this might be over exaggerated, but your hands are just shaking all over the place. This is where this comes in perfect. So if we now put it on the Neewer, not going to say the full name, it goes round nicely, it's smooth, you can't hear anything obviously because you'd be doing a voiceover at this point, but then you can go in afterwards and add extra effects. So this is just some examples of with the cards open, with the cards closed, it's sweeping around. But then if you was using After Effects, or I actually used HitFilm Express, the professional version, but then you can add effects like echo. I particularly like echo, so it gives this distorted effect at the end of each picture, and then you can switch between effects like that. So you see it flash, it goes into something else, it flash, it goes back to normal. It just adds that extra bit of flair that will make you stand out from your competition on YouTube. So hopefully that was useful, you know, so it can give you an idea of what you can actually do with this little thing. But I've got no doubt that you'll probably find other uses for it, like brilliant new innovative ways of using this. But it's just a really small tool at your disposal for if you think of something that you want to do for content to try and be different, and then you're like, do you know what, I wish I could get the camera to follow that, or I wish I could get the camera to follow me, or I wish I could get the camera to pan round on something. And let's face it, most of us content creators are quite lonely souls, so we've not all got the luxury of a cameraman to do all these sort of things for us, so we have to get little robots to do it instead. Now the one thing I would recommend with it, and the reason I say this is because if you look at where the camera would mount, it's not an adjustable head. It can only go on, so now you're really limited to just going on sort of a horizontal flat view. So I use this head with it, which is a small rig. I actually use this for a projector in my bar as well because it's really sturdy. It's got a removable camera mount that, you know, you just put to the bottom of on the bottom of your camera and you can leave it there. So then that basically fits into the head slot with your camera on top of it, and then you just tighten it up and it's done. You know, so that's really good. But the thing I like about it, it shows you all the angles on the head. So if I try and get this in focus, you can see the angles on the head, and you can loosen the base that's got the angles on, so you can get the exact degree of angle that you want, and then you can tighten it up. You know, it's got a lot of adjustment to be able to, for this ball head to go basically anywhere you want. And because of the gap at the front, it's actually perfect if you wanted to do portrait shots as well. So this would be brilliant if you wanted to mount it onto an existing tripod to film in portrait for maybe YouTube Shorts or anything like that. So you might already have a mount on your desk what your camera sits on, but you want to do portrait shots. And as I say, for a YouTube Short, this is absolutely perfect. I'll put an affiliate link in the description for this as well. Obviously, any affiliate links you use only supports the channel. There's not really a lot else to say about this. The only reason I say I like to use this one is because it goes nicely onto Neewer motorized camera video dolly with scale indication electric track skater with straight line curve pitch shooting wireless remote control free speed adjustable for Canon, Nikon, Sony, DSLR and phone mount. So it, you know, I'll just obviously demonstrate, but once you've actually got it screwed on nicely, you'll see it's really sturdy. The whole thing is, it's so well built. So when you're, let me just tighten everything up. So when you actually then fit your camera mount base onto, you know, your camera mount adapter onto the base of your camera, you can then simply just slot it straight in to the head, a couple of turns on there, and it keeps it as safe as houses. You know, it's never going to come off there. And it's really sturdy. You know, no matter what angle I seem to want to get it to, I don't seem to have any issues whatsoever. So if I wanted to do a really sort of deep angled shot down at something, you know, it will still stand perfect. And as it's going round, you have no issues whatsoever. Really sturdy little piece of kit. And I find, as I tried multiple heads on this Neewer, I'm not going to say it again. I tried multiple different heads on this, and honestly, this one is, yeah, this small rig adapter is definitely the best one I could find. But, you know, as I say, I'm sure there's multiple purpose you could find for this. I just wanted to say, if you was on the fence of buying it, you've seen it on Amazon, you've seen that massive long title and thought, do you know what? I need one of those in my life. I can honestly say that you'll find some really good uses for it. So, as I say, like, subscribe. Definitely get hold of one if you just want another tool in your arsenal for when you're creating content, trying to be unique, trying to create those really nice B-rolls at the start of your videos or the start of your reviews. Pretty good investment. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.